All right, guys, what's up today? Today, the looming question is what do oil rigs and the coronavirus have in common? As I found out yesterday for the first time, and I'm obviously way behind, the black swan. The coronavirus and oil rigs. So, I watch this guy all the time. Uh, his methods are, his methods. A couple of the people that go on here, I'm not real, you know, to each his own. You know what I mean? But people just are thinking that this shit is done, that this proves the globe. This is insanity. The black swan does not prove the globe. So, yeah, somebody. So I was just gonna read some of these comments, and here's one. Okay, if anything, the black swan reinforces the globe Earth. But yeah, Nathan Oakley, why don't you put the black swan argument to the press? Then everyone can see what a con man you really are. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody knows about this black swan, and that's why everybody's changing their tune about the horizon. And now they're adding, I don't know where this came from, but I don't know. It could be years old for all I know. To me, this is a load of shit. Here's some funny things that this is why I put the link in his comment section there. It actually says in here, but the observer's apparent horizon. It actually says apparent horizon here. How? What? See, this is what they have to do. They have to start creating different horizons, looming, all this refraction. They're just taking the refraction and running with it. And there's nothing they can't do in these numbers. You know what I mean? But in reality, this is not what you're seeing. You know what I mean? They're not lifting shit up 20 miles away, 40 miles away. That's Fata Morgana, and Fata Morgana isn't even that. That's different. So when you see Fata Morgana, that's a crazy observation. It's a completely different thing. But you watch. And I already said it. I've already said it. Fata Morgana. Fatal Morgana. That's what they're doing, man. They'll just do anything they feel like doing and say you're an idiot. So here you go. Okay, it's day 3, Nathan, and you have yet to even attempt to answer why we have photographs looking down on 1,000-mile Ben Lomond from 200-mile hill, top ran law, impossible on a flat earth, still waiting. I don't know what that is all about, so I have a clue what that's all about. So I don't know that Nathan avoids anything. Maybe he avoids stupidity. I don't know. This dude says, you again? Still haven't disproved the black swan. Going on a month now. It comes back, says, it's been thoroughly debunked countless times. Anyway, back to Nathan dodging. Yeah, it's been thoroughly debunked countless times. I asked him, show me the debunking, please. Just one will be fine. And I didn't see this, but I saw his first. I saw him just... he says, harp will not be silent. It's refraction. Simple as that. Again, let's get back to Nathan dodging. So this guy throws me a link. And he throws me a link to this freaking... My God, this just gets worse and worse as the days go on. These people are not intelligent. They may think they are intelligent, but this guy, okay, he thinks this is real. So if you just understand that he thinks this is real, you know right away he's going to just reach for everything he can. And that's exactly what he does in there. So Black Swan was dead on arrival. Yeah, okay. And this video proves that. Okay. So, I said, that's your response to show me debunking, please. Refraction. Let's get back to Nathan. Not proof, diversion. And he's a troll. You're a troll with no content, 65 subs for no apparent reason. Is refraction your new go-to word? What that you recently hijacked from Flat Earth? Exactly how much refraction will you need to bring 20, 30 miles of curve up in the air? Black Swan. Do you realize you're an idiot? All you globe trolls screaming refraction will bring 100 miles of curve up in the air to see just like it's flat are on limited time. Have fun. Ghost of Jimi Hendrix, laughing out loud. They're literally, if you just attempt to watch this video, it's so, the dude is so stupid. The first thing he does, well, I'll go over and show you. I'll show you. Yeah, he uses this butane. I mean, there's nothing. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. They just are pulling shit out of their asses, and that's it. That's all they're doing. Have you thought about releasing the shedding discovery to the Black Swan to the press? Yeah, again, I'm sure the press have knowledge. I'm sure the President of the United States has knowledge of this. How's that? Just like Obama with his snide remarks about the Flat Earth Society, you know? Of course they have knowledge. They're not going to address it because it's dangerous right now. It's dangerous to address. These people are just... Okay, so this is really what I wanted to show you. These comments are much better. Okay, this guy calls Bob the science guy. 707, you really need to get your terms and your thought process consistent here. You were originally talking about objects being loomed up, and then you quickly moved to saying that the looming can actually change the position of the horizon. These are two very different things. But one of the main aspects, as your clay example, was that there was a visible, clear, distinct geometric horizon. And I think you could even see a silver or red before the butane was poured on the cylinder. I did not see a change in the position of the cylinder horizon. And he goes on to just destroy pretty much what he did. And of course he says, "Those points, but you are incorrect." Of course he's incorrect. He goes on to pretty much chew him up, and he calls fallacy. And so I wrote, Bob the science guy, so are you saying that refraction has brought those rigs and the horizon up 20 miles out of a curve? Excuse me. You don't understand that those rigs are hot? I'll show you what I mean. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. At least that particular one. Bending parts prove refraction of the atmosphere. Bendy parts show that the looming is bringing those rigs up and out of where they actually are, which is 9.4 miles to the furthest one, with the horizon showing a lot further behind, maybe 20 miles, I don't know. You know, you and all the people that promote this insanity are blithering idiots. And that's just, I mean, okay, so let's just go back up.
It's these platforms off the California coast. Now, I had already dealt with these months ago. As a matter of fact, if you look, you'll see that a shot of me dealing with them is in my theme song.
Well, that's great. Anyway, so because this platform is distorted, it's distorted because these oil rigs are burning. It's hot. There's flames under here. The flames are not showing on this particular, probably because of the, you know, the conditions, the ocean. What you're seeing, you tell me what you're seeing. Because here is the horizon behind the oil rigs. The horizon is behind the oil rigs. So looming is causing all this distortion and bringing them up out of a curve. That's what he says. And he gives examples and he shows this butane cylinder
This is a phenomenon called looming, and
looming.
it comes from the refraction of light as it goes through a layer of cold air just above the surface.
Right. And he described in here that the difference between the water and the air is literally 3 degrees. Then he's going to go on to use butane and to try and compare the, you know what I'm saying? 3 degrees, guys. The heating of those rigs is what causes all that distortion. Of course, he pulls up, let me see, his picture. Where is that at? Where does he do that? Okay, this is a different day. To him, this is a clear day, but you can obviously see it's hazed out. This is a very hazy day with sunlight playing all kinds of tricks. This is compressed and now shows that it's possible that we would call this the horizon. But what were the waves like? You can see it's choppy. You don't see any white caps, but you can see it's choppy. So what were the swells? Nope. It's not brought into the, it's not brought into the argument. They don't talk about the swells of the water.
You see that side crane out there,
He talks about how straight the crane is.
and it's clearly straight. Now, if I were to look at these two photographs, I would say that the distortion is relatively minimal in this photograph compared to the other photograph. So how does that rate them as evidence?
It doesn't, but it rates you as a freaking idiot. Most likely, and I'm not sure, but most likely the heat is not either not on or it's just simply not affecting it because there's air and there's wind. I don't really know. The fact of the matter is, this is your now what they're now calling apparent horizon, which is just, more idiocy. And I can't even believe they have it written. I can't even believe they have it written. Apparent horizon. That's saying apparent. By the definition, and here's the point G is the geometric horizon, which you can see. Here, let's see what it says. People often ask how far you can see or how far it is to the apparent horizon. Wow. These questions are somewhat different. And see, to ask a question like that, it shows your stupidity. How far is it to the apparent horizon? I'm so stupid, I don't even know the very definition of the word horizon means apparent. These questions are somewhat different. Obviously, you can see high mountains further away than low hills, blah, blah. But the answer is affected by terrestrial refraction. Whew. Wow, man. In both cases, let's first consider these distances with the refraction, and then add the complications of without refraction, and then add in the complications of varying refractions. Finally, we'll consider other atmospheric effects that play a part. So, I mean, I don't know what kind of numbers in here you have to use to pull shit up 10, 20 miles, but I'm sure they're in there. The numbers can do anything. You can do anything with numbers. You can make shit up with numbers. You can make a whole different mathematical system on your own. And just to prove what you're saying about something. It's just ridiculous. Mathematics proves nothing when it comes to this shit. Nothing. What's going on with your eyes is a problem all the time. You're always wondering, wow, why can't I see that now? I saw it yesterday, clear as day. Wow, look at that. I can see it clear as day again. Well, because of the air, the conditions in the air. Is it foggy? Is it wet? Is it how humid is it? And plus, you're out over an ocean. Is there waves going on? They want to know all the facts, but they don't reveal all the facts when they're talking about it. there's definitely swells going on here. You know, I've had a lot of experience out there fishing on the ocean, and I know when you start getting like this, you get swells. This is choppy water. Most definitely 3, maybe 4 foot swells. I've been out on the ocean where a boat disappeared, and it was maybe 50 feet away because of a swell. The whole boat disappeared, and it was a Coast Guard boat. A good old swell makes shit disappear. So, what are the swells like? All of these kind of questions are not. What they do here is he conveniently answers what is convenient for him, and he shows bogus proof, and then he talks about, I don't know, where was that? This being real? Take a look at that photograph, and you tell me if that's real. How big is the Earth compared to the Moon? That's kind of what we would see the Moon look like if we were looking at Earth, isn't it? Isn't the Earth 6 times bigger than the Moon? A lot of these CGIs, I mean, they're pretty CGIs and all, but they screw up the proportions, so you can tell right away it's bogus. It makes it very convenient for me to sit here and say, yeah, that's a bogus picture. The proportions are not correct. Period. That son of a bitch should be 6 times bigger. Anyway, let's be done with that fool. And then this guy in there said, here, I added some more stuff. And he says here, watch this. Watch this.
What it would be on a flat Earth. And what would it be? Is there even refraction on a flat Earth? Let's have...
So I stopped there. Because did you hear what he just said? He said, is there even refraction on a flat Earth? So that tells me that lots of stupidity is coming. Why do flat-tards talk refraction when it matters there is none? That's funny because now they're flipping this whole argument. This is amazing to watch these turd balls, fucking, these slimy weasel bastards flipping the whole damn thing. Whew. Why do FE cultists talk about refraction when there would be no refraction if the Earth were flat? Oh, so he does go in to say this. He see? He just showed me right there that he goes on to say that there would be no refraction if the Earth was flat. But obviously there is refraction and the Earth is flatter than a fucking pancake. And I don't know exactly how it works, and I don't know what the map is because I'm not a map maker. And basically, you can't trust any map at all anyway. And you definitely can't trust looking at a frickin' globe because right on these globes say they're not for educational purposes. Everybody knows that, right, guys? All you globe heads? Look, just praising this dude. Flat Earth could have no sunset, no eclipses, no seasons, and no free water. Therefore, no life. Stated like it's a fact and thumbs up 6 times. Probably by him and his other 6 accounts. Superb video. My interest in maths has been reawakened. In my work, we have become so reliant on GPS and algorithms hidden in spreadsheets, maths has taken a back seat. But this type of video has made me dust off my old TI calculator. So that's not really doing math, is it? It's using a calculator. Hey, vey. Oh, let's see. Oh, what a horrible presentation. It's 7 The atmosphere in the representation is actually much lower than the blue haze around the Earth's surface. I'm not watching it. At 7:24, if that was true, we would see the sun slow down as it rose to the 12 o'clock position and speed up when it was, I don't know what the hell he was saying in there. It's actually much lower than the blue haze. Yes, true, but flattards like this exaggeration. Yeah, because that shows you exactly how intelligent these people are. Because this is what they have to do. They have to call the flattards, and they have to call you retarded, and you're stupid. You can't do math. You can't. That's where they go, and then they say refraction. Holy crap, guys! And this guy, error, Toscanese. This guy probably didn't even exist, and if he did exist, let's put it this way: how the hell did he do? Okay, here it is. Right, he is best known for being the first person to calculate the circumference of the Earth. How do you calculate a circumference? How do you calculate a circumference? You presuppose that it is a circumference, and then you calculate it. That's how you calculate a circumference. So if you presuppose the Earth is flat, guess what? You get a different calculation. This is utter stupidity. How simple is it to understand that if you calculate a ball and you're trying to calculate the circumference, you already are presupposing that you have a ball, because you may have a ball in your hand, or you may have drawn a sphere or a circle on a piece of paper, and you want to know the circumference by using math. Use the geometry. If you're calculating the distance of a flat line, it's different, isn't it? Isn't that so easy to understand, that if you're already presupposing that you're measuring a ball, then you're going to come up with a circumference? But if in the same time you measure the distance for the sun and all that, it's very local, and it works much better. The rays of the sky, the way they come through the clouds, everything shows you. Basically, it looks like a flashlight, man. You know what I mean? I've seen little videos where I thought I was looking at the sun, and it was somebody using a flashlight. And then when they turned and showed the flashlight, I was just like, holy crap. I could have sworn that was the sun. Sun gets hot. What did they do in 1962, guys? I don't know. After 58, when Byrd went and did what he was doing over there in the Antarctic, what did they do? What did they discover, for real? Why did they find it necessary to blow up the so-called atmosphere? Because they wanted to understand what an EMP was going to do to their airplanes and stuff? I don't really think so. If you look into Operation Fishbowl, it gets a little weird. It gets very weird. And thinking about what Admiral Byrd said, he said something very peculiar. He said, on the other side of the South Pole, he said, here we have this little America, whatever, on the other side of the South Pole. So if you approached the South Pole from the other side, it would be on that side. So what was he saying on the other side? See, there's just words that have been slipped, and the way they do things, I don't know if they slip shit on purpose as they're putting out the propaganda films. It seems like they do. It seems like sometimes they tell you right in your face. They just tell you. This guy, right? Well, we've known for 2,500 years, but he was 276 BC, so we could have only known for 2,300 years about, maybe if it was right before he was born that he discovered that. So it's not 2,500 years either. And I don't really know if this guy ever really existed. He was a hell of a dude. He did pretty much everything. He also figured out the tilt of the Earth's axis. Yeah, this is from the Earth to the sun, and then invented the leap day. He created first global protection of the world. The earliest known world maps date to classical antiquity. The oldest examples of the 6th to 5th centuries BCE is still based on the flat Earth paradigm. World maps assuming a spherical Earth first appear in the Hellenistic period. The developments of Greek geography during this time, notably by, incorporating parallels, meridians. Eratosthenes did all this. Eratosthenes, no S there. Eratosthenes. Eratosthenes was the founder of scientific chronology, science of arranging events in their order of occurrence time. Consider, for example, the use of the timeline or sequence of events. It is also the determination of the actual temporal sequence of the past events. He also political events from the conquest of Troy. Eratosthenes dated the sack of Troy to 1183 BC. In number theory, is a branch of pure mathematics. This guy, wow. I could see why he's so many people's hero. In mathematics, the sieve of Eratosthenes is the simple and ingenuous ancient algorithm for finding all prime numbers. How's that? How about that? Genius, dude. Wow. And just think, it only took from this genius another, 2,100 years until we figured out how to start progress with the industry? This guy didn't do it? That's amazing. It's amazing he didn't just do all that, and we haven't had all this progress in technology for the past 2,000 years. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with this crap. For today, at least. But anyway, yeah. You know what? A lot of people aren't probably going to like this, but you know what? I got to give a shout out to Nathan Oakley, because he does a hell of a job every day, and he's just waiting for anybody to come in and look. Everybody says about this guy that you're going to come in, you're going to get muted, blah 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 blah. No, that's not how it happens, guys. That is not how it happens. If you want to go in and debate him, if you start talking like an idiot, then you're going to start getting treated like an idiot. But if you present your case, which somebody should be able to do this, right? Somebody should be able to walk in, present their case, and show whatever it is they need to show to prove the Earth is a sphere. I think Bob, the science guy, should be able to go in there, right? Because he made a video about it. But what he does is he brings up fallacies. And he's going to get called right off the bat, and Nathan will destroy him. Literally in minutes. I guarantee. He will be destroyed in minutes. And then they'll all cry foul. They'll say he cheats. He doesn't, he won't come out and debate somebody else, out there in their territory. Well, he don't want to do that because he knows you hijack. You hijack the shit out of people. You're not honest. None of you are honest when you're debates. At all. I've seen many, many, many. Not one single honest debate came from a Glober ever that I've seen. Never. So if you think you're honest and you think you got proof, this is the place to go. Nathan Oakley, right here. If you're honest and you have actual proof and you can present an actual case, this is where you go. So with that, I will say, have a nice day.